Well, educators, parents and matriculants are still soaking in the moment after those matric results came out last week, and the class of 2023 at Dainfern College is no different, with the school delivering excellent results. But academics aside, how is the school preparing its learners for the future of work? And with me in studio is the Deputy Principal at the college, Cheryl Coetzee. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for joining us today. Now, I see you've been gleaming the whole afternoon. You've been with us. Give us some details to your matric results and how it is that you keep your learners motivated to really deliver academically.
Yes, I think in this day and age, academics are important. And at Dainfern College, we have two streams. So we have our students writing the IB paper, and then we have students writing Cambridge as well. And later on, you're going to hear from both of them. And I think the demands on students are so high, but it's not all about academics. I truly believe that if a student is going to achieve the best they can academically, they need to have a balanced life. Their well-being needs to be balanced. They need to make sure that they are being supported from a mental health perspective as well. So at Dainfern College, we do pride ourselves in looking after the well-being of our students. We have lots of different processes in line to make sure that the students never feel that they have to do this by themselves. One of the things, all our students are divided into small little families called tutor groups, and the students really develop a very good relationship with their tutor. If they're having a down day, if they're battling to balance the academics or know where the academics are going, they can go and chat with their tutor, and the tutor will ensure that they support them as much as they can.
And Cheryl, just sorry to cut you there, just adding to that, and I think what I would like to add to that question is, for parents that are watching, as you outline these things, what are those things that they should look out for in a good school? Like you said, having those tutors that they build relationship for. So for a parent that has kids in high school, still going to matric, what are the things that they really should look for in a good school when it comes to those kind of things?
Absolutely. And I do think it is about having a whole all-rounded education. I don't believe that students that just focus on academics will survive in the new job sphere. I think there is more about character building. We need to focus on positive education, where we give the students toolboxes where they can manage their well-being. You know, we don't want students to be battling and then come for help. We want to really instill the skills that students need in order to be able, that they can survive in a very demanding world. We can't argue that the demands of education, of the world and of the job sphere are very different to when we were at school and when we were looking out for what jobs we were going to look at. It's not all about just having the facts, and it's about having developing their character so that they can have resilience, that they can have grit and determination, because the world out there is unknown. We don't know. We don't know what jobs are going to be coming out of the new future. So we are preparing students where they are going to be succeeding and successful and making us proud in jobs that we might not even have thought about at this stage.
And I think resilience is certainly like an extra skill in the workplace, having that resilience. Just speaking about that changing world, Cheryl, we saw out of the World Economic Forum, that hot topic was certainly around the changing or the future of jobs and the changing landscape of the workplace globally, and the impact that artificial intelligence will have. Yes. Are you starting to look at that, making sure young people understand how AI works and are able to be, exposed to the job opportunities or the career options that come out of them?
Most definitely. You know, AI is here. We have to embrace it, but we also have to educate our students on how to embrace it. So that's where the skill of, I'm not going to trust everything I read. I'm not going to trust everything I can chat GTP. I have my own opinion. I can substantiate my own opinion because I have the confidence to know what my opinion is. So I think that is really important in our students going out into the future, that they're confident to communicate their opinions on a topic without just being influenced by social media, career without being influenced by ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. You know, it's changing the shape of education, because if you ask a student to write an essay for you, you need to know it's the student writing that essay, and not that they've gone home and asked ChatGPT to help them. So, but I don't think it's a negative. I think in education we have to embrace it. We have to teach our students how to best work with AI. You know, I was thinking about it, and I thought, I'm sure our parents thought the same about computers.
Yeah.
When computers came in, they thought, we're going to lose our jobs. We don't know how to do it. We're not going to, there's going to be competition between computers and ourselves. The same for myself. But it's, you know, we work with it, you know, and we train the students to, it has its right place. And it does make life easier. We can't argue that. But you still need your own opinion. You still need your own voice. And you need the confidence to believe in yourself. So, yes, research, find out, but create your own opinion and substantiate what you believe. Do not be influenced by everything else out there.
And the world certainly needs those independent voices that will not be fearful to really speak out for most. And earlier you touched on something really important around the balance, you know, of academics is important, and we've really seen a rising issue with mental health in the country, especially young people. And as you said, that pressure that is out there, and the pressure that the young people leaving Dainfern are probably still going to face as they take on their life. From that end, what can parents and learners alike do to ensure that really their mental health is protected outside of school, that they're able to still, you know, do their homework, carry out their extra activities and so on, but they are healthy?
Yes, I think mental health is a huge issue. You know, we see the rise of anxiety, we see the rise of students that are really battling, and I think that's where good education comes in, because you cannot have the students that we are celebrate and excel in if they do not have good mental health. So I think one of the things, if I reflect on it, is sometimes we don't allow our students difficult times. We don't allow them to fail. And I think failing, we need to teach them how to fail forward. We need to teach them, or we need to give them the skills that they can try new things, and if they fail, they still learn through it, and they might have to try something else. But when we stop allowing our students to face difficulties, and when we rescue them all the time, and when we make life too easy, that's when the resilience and the grit does not become part of who they are. And I don't think the young people going out into the workforce today will be able to cope unless they understand that it's okay to fail. I've had the courage to try something new. It didn't work. Let's look at something else. But too often, teachers, education, and maybe even parents try and take that away. They want to rescue their children.
Yeah, you think it was rescuing, you know, but I suppose it is that helicopter parenting, but you see as helping. So I'm taking that word of advice, Cheryl. Just before I let you go, time is flying. You are preparing for another academic year. What should, you know, parents, learners prepare themselves? How should they prepare themselves for the 2024 academic year? Some free tips from a vice principal on how to get the best out of the year with your academics, but just your life in general as a matriculant.
One of my things I often say to my students is that work ethic trumps ability. So a child with a good work ethic, even though their ability might not be as strong as someone else, they are going to be the ones that succeed. That is preparing them for varsity, because they have to take ownership of their learning. They have to have an intrinsic reason internally why they want to achieve. And I think for a tip for parents, encourage your children to set goals. We get our grade 12s to set goals. We touch base with them to see how they're going. We work with them, and we need to make them realize that it's not for their parents, it's not for anyone else that they want to achieve the best at school. It is for themselves. And also just not to forget about academics, not to forget about culture, service, leadership. Those things are our 21st century skills that come through that are going to be needed when we don't know what jobs are out there. So we need ethical leaders. We need a strong focus on integrity. Allow your children to take accountability for their mistakes. Don't try and save them from that. You know, allow them to be good global citizens, you know, allow them to respect, I think, is something that is really, really important.
Absolutely, yeah.
Respect yourself, respect your other people's opinions, and ensure that they are able to just understand that not everyone is the same.